All right, guys, how's it going? So it is time for another today's exclusive. And the good thing is, it's coming from David Ornstein himself. So we know it's credible. It's not one of those, like, poxy, clickbaity, fucking shitty aggregating websites or anything. It's from Mr. Ornstein, and we pay attention to David Ornstein and Paul Joyce. They're the only two journalists. Someone came on the stream this afternoon on here and said, you were right, Doug, Ornstein surface, because I'm looking for Ornstein or Joyce to surface, do you know what I mean? For example, we've been talking about this Rami Abbas, Mo Salah's agents, game of tennis, with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards through the media, hitting away at each other, but I think we've been seeing Rami Abbas going like this, and Liverpool are just not responding, right? They're letting the ball go out each time because they're in control of that situation. And it's a similar situation with the other contracts, right? So what I mean by that is when the agents or the club, want to send something back, they do it through the media, right? So through Joyce or Ornstein. And today it's Ornstein. And I can't but help think that this is also a kind of a response to Rami Abbas, to the Mo Salah situation, even though this exclusive is about Virgil van Dijk, right? So Salah gets a mention in here, but I can't but help think that Ornstein is responding on behalf of Liverpool Football Club here just to settle nerves a little bit in the fan base, because people have been getting wound up, right? Because you've been seeing what we think is Rami Abbas, Mo Salah's agent, with, 3 hits, if you like. Do you like the sound effects? Salah coming out and saying I'm more out than in. The PSG link, the Simon Hughes article the other night at The Athletic. And I feel like this is Liverpool going, just give them a little bit, right? That's what I think before we even assess this. You'll know about this article anyway, but I'm just going to go through it with you to see if there's anything that comes to my mind as I share it with you. And I do think this is Liverpool responding. I think this is Liverpool responding to the fans here, like a message to you guys, right? Because what do I say to you? Whenever you see something, especially from Ornstein or Joyce, always ask yourself, why am I reading this? Why am I reading this? Who does this benefit? Right? There's always a reason for it. This isn't a journalist being a journalist. He's found something out and he's letting you know. This is a journalist that's being told, you can run with this. So whoever's saying you can run with this, why do they want that out there? Right? I'll let you think about that when this video has stopped. And also think, who does this benefit? I would argue that this benefits the club, because the reception to this article amongst the fans on the stream today, for example, and I'll be hosting one tonight throughout the Newcastle-Liverpool game if you want to come along, or at half-time. Full-time, I'll be off to bed. I'm an hour in front of the UK. The reception was one of positivity. What does positivity do? It calms people down. So this article, I think, benefits the club. Let's see. Headline, Liverpool have made Virgil van Dijk contract offer in attempt to keep captain at Anfield. Liverpool have made a contract offer to Virgil van Dijk as they attempt to end uncertainty, right? Over his future by tying the Netherlands defender to a new agreement. I'm not going to read all of the article out because you're not really supposed to be honest with you. But I'm not going to leave anything out so I'm only going to leave out the filler bits that tell you who Van Dijk is, for example. So basically, he's waffling on about Van Dijk is among 3 players whose, contracts are expiring. You obviously know they are. Their situations have become a subject of intense discussion. Think about that for a minute, right? The journalist is saying there's a lot of intense discussion. The intense discussion, the intensity is amongst the fan base, which would explain why, the club want to just calm people a little bit. And, they've said to the journalist, there's a lot of like this going on. We just need to calm it down, David. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. There's been an intense discussion. Salah, 32, recently said he's not yet received any proposals. That's actually not what he said. I have to be very, very... it's important to listen to the exact words here. Mo Salah said he hadn't received a contract offer. He never said he hadn't received any proposals. Because proposals could be on a phone call, couldn't they? Like, this is what we're proposing. Do you know what I mean? It's probably too deep for you. Don't worry about it. I'm not patronising you. To just calm down. What I mean is, you're probably thinking, don't matter, don't. But he didn't say that, Mo Salah. But anyway, blah blah blah. By contrast to the Salah situation, talks with Van Dijk have seen Liverpool table an opening bid to keep the 33-year-old beyond June, though it fell short of his expectations. And so far, there has been no breakthrough on the value or length of an extension. Now, that's interesting, because you only offer a contract if you think someone's going to sign it, or it's a take it or leave it offer. So that could be a little bit worrying to supporters, maybe, because obviously he's not going to sign it. He hasn't signed it. So therefore, that's a bit like Liverpool saying, that's your offer. Do you know what I mean? Could be Liverpool bluffing, but you don't make an offer unless you know someone's going to sign it, or you've lost patience, or it's a take it or leave it offer. I do apologise, this chesty cough's coming back again. The dialogue has taken place for some time and continues, amid all three men playing a central role in the side's fine start to the season, blah, blah, blah. Conversations are also ongoing between Liverpool and Alexander-Arnold, whose age and status as an academy graduate present differences to the other cases. The insinuation there, of course, is that Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk are older players, and they're not going to be just, the club are going to be tighter with them, if you know what I mean, in terms of money offered to them and duration. The right-back has generated well-documented interest from Real Madrid, but similarly to his teammates, it remains unclear how the matter will conclude. So that is it, really. There's not a great deal in this, if you think about it, right? There's not a great deal in this. And I suspect that the Virgil van Dijk contract would be the easiest to conclude. You would have thought that, right? Because it's interesting that they've gone with this one. They're not talking about Mo Salah. They're not talking about Trent. They're talking about Virgil. Anyway, so what have we learned from this article? We have learned that Liverpool have made a contract offer to Virgil van Dijk, and it fell short of his expectations, and there's been no breakthrough on the value or length of an extension. So what this is saying here, you could look at it like this. The club is saying, we have made a contract offer to this player, but he hasn't come back yet. So that's like Liverpool going like that, innit? This game of tennis, it's like, we're hitting that back now, because the fans now know that Virgil van Dijk's been offered a contract. But it falls well short, right, of what Virgil van Dijk wants. So are the fans going to go, he's been greedy? Do you know what I mean? It creates a whole number of questions. As you can see, I'm processing things in my mind as I'm talking to you. You've got to... You see, when I see it, I can't explain to you how much I go over, like, why am I reading it? Who does it benefit? Does it benefit Virgil van Dijk, this being out there? It could do if Virgil wanted to portray the fact that, they're not giving me, what I want. That suggests that they're being tight. But I think most people would not sympathise with the player, because we know they're already multimillionaires. We know that the club will have offered a substantial package. We know that. So I don't think this, you could look at this and go, this helps Virgil. This is the club. It's Ornstein. You know what I mean? Like, this is the club. And I suspect that whoever has fed Ornstein with this will be someone in senior management, someone to do more so with the FSG side of things. That's what I think. I don't think I'm making a very good video, but I don't think I've got a lot to go on. And I think that's the struggle here. I don't think I've got a lot to go on with this because everyone's seeing it as positive. But I'm not sure it is positive. It's positive in the sense that, hey, you know, there's a contract offer. They want him to stay. But I think Liverpool want all three players to stay. So why is it a positive? Because they're offering a contract. You know, we can't argue 1 minute and say, well, they're not offered a contract to Mo yet because you don't offer a contract unless you know it's going to be signed or it's a take it or leave it offer. Right? So don't panic, wait, you know, and then there'll be a contract offer. You can't then change it or whatever. You've got to have the same opinion, haven't you, with Virgil van Dijk? So you don't make a contract offer to Virgil van Dijk unless you know he's going to sign it, which he hasn't, so it can't be that. Or it's a take it or leave it offer. So to me, I'm more inclined to go along the feeling here that the club is saying, that's your fucking offer, right? So yes, there could be room for manoeuvre or whatever, but that's what the contract negotiations are prior to you making that offer, right? So I'm clutching, you know, like I'm just trying to piece it together here. And this to me sounds like Liverpool are saying, that's your fucking offer. That's what it sounds like to me. And obviously people are saying it's positive. And maybe they want to just hang around the positive vibe. Do you know what I mean? But it's positive saying there's been a contract offer if you think he's going to sign it, but he's not signing it. There's been no breakthrough. It fell short of his expectations. No breakthrough on the value or length. And dialogue has taken place for some time with all of them. So I'm not really sure that this is as positive as people think, to be honest with you. But I feel like the club want you to know that they are trying to do things. I think that they want you to know, like, look, just calm down, we're trying to deal with it. In all honesty, I'm disappointed with the club, to be honest with you. I don't think that Virgil van Dijk comes across as a greedy player. He is the captain of Liverpool Football Club. And, you know, from my experience over the years, usually your captain's like, what do you want? You're our captain. I can't but help think that there is an extra emphasis and effort on the part of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards to be extremely, what we would say, tight with things. And I don't like it personally. So I don't want to, like, say that this is bad news or good news. I'm kind of neutral with it. So, but I know many of you see it as good news. Oh, there's been a contract offer, but I don't think people are realising what the rest of the article says. And why is a contract offer being made if they knew it wasn't going to be signed? When they made that contract offer, they knew it fell short of what they wanted, because that's the discussions. So why did they put the contract offer forward? It sounds more like that's your offer. Do you know what I mean? So, on the other hand, I still think that all three will sign. And I've maintained that throughout this process. However, you have to leave a little room there, don't you, for Trent and Real Madrid. But I think Trent only gets the option to consider with regarding Real Madrid if they come absolutely guns blazing for him, and there's no sign of them doing that yet. They might have an interest in him, but I don't see them desperately trying to sign him at the moment. So, but that might change. I think Real Madrid play this evening, actually. You need to keep an eye on their games throughout December. I think they've got a game every 3 days or something crazy like that in the run-up to Christmas. If their results go terrible, or they fall behind Barcelona in the league, then I think you might see more Trent stuff. But if they can somehow get through it, then maybe he won't be considered, especially for January. So I hope this video has made a little bit of sense. I think in real time, maybe I should have thought about it a little bit more before I recorded the video. But sometimes when I'm talking to you, I remember things. So I hope you get what I mean there about that. Why have they made an offer if they know he's not going to sign it? That surely then falls into that's your offer, take it or leave it. What do you think? Let me know what you think, guys. I feel like I'm getting this chesty cough back. I wonder if that's because I was on a flight the other day, because that's when I got it last time. And I had it for about 5 bloody weeks, I think. Not feeling too good, to be honest with you guys. So I've took some meds. Maybe that's why, I don't know, I think on an earlier video today I said I was tired. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, I'm going to go then. I'll leave it with you. Just wanted to go over the article with you. But before you start jumping up and down thinking it's a great celebration, I'd pay attention to the finer details of the article. What I would say is, or I would remind you, is why am I reading this? Who does it benefit? Always remember that. Always. All right? And maybe after you finish watching this video, you might think about what I've said, and something might click with you, and you might be able to leave a comment on here and help us all out, because that's how we do things collectively, right? So I'll leave it with you guys, okay? If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment with your thoughts regarding this. Don't worry. I think all three will sign. I still do think that. I reserve the right to change my opinion with Trent if something goes pear-shaped, if Real Madrid comes storming in or something. But certainly the other two. I think we're just seeing a game, and I think you all know that. And like I said, just imagine this, this game of tennis, the ball's being hit backwards and forwards, and they play things out in the press. Even though this is about Virgil van Dijk, I still think this is related to Mo Salah as well. I do. Because if you think about it, the article, basically you saw an article the other day in The Athletic by Simon Hughes about Mo being pissed off. No, he's been banging on Annie about no contract offer. Liverpool have not come back directly, if you think about it, but they've gone out today and leaked a story through Ornstein saying, but there has been a contract offer to Virgil. I really do think that the Virgil article that we're discussing now is linked to Rami Abbas and Mo Salah. I really do. I think it's associated to that. So I'll leave it with you. Thumbs up, comment, coffee or a beer, super thanks, whatever it's called. The love out on the videos. Please read the video description. Get on the mailing list, my newsletter. And I'll be live on here tonight from 7 o'clock UK for the game. All right, guys. I would welcome any opinions you have on this one too.